Legally, Josephine is a nonprofit social ministry organization of the Evangelical Lutheran Church in America. It started with a gift of $10,000 and 10 acres of land in 1907 from John Halls, who donated the property and the land to care for elderly people. He wanted to be sure that the elderly in his community were taken care of. He gave the money to the Synod, and they set up an organization, and in 1908, Josephine Old People's Home started. What is Josephine today? Well, it's a little different. You think about the number of souls that are touched. You know, it started with 23, and today, surprisingly, we have about 300 employees. People are always shocked at that number. Wow, how do you have so many employees? Well, when you have about 220 elderly and 250 children, and the elderly are here 24 hours a day, it takes a lot of staff, We have about 70% Medicaid long-term care residents, so the Medicaid reimburses us. We provide about $1 million of uncompensated care every year. Our annual revenue budget is about $20 million. It was just shy of that last year. And 60% of that is wages and benefits. Stewardship is certainly a value that we hold near and dear. Every dollar that can goes to care at the bedside. In 2012, the Everett Herald did a study of nonprofits in Snohomish County, and they picked 30 top nonprofits, and Josephine was one of those. It's largely based on the fact that 90% of every dollar goes directly to programs. A few years ago, we had a marketing company do a study studying what the community thought of us. And what we found out was that everybody in the area thinks that we're a really great place to go spend the rest of your days, which we are. It's certainly a very large part of what we do, but there's also 4 other very separate services we provide with very different customers. Last year we did 512 admissions into the short-term rehab unit. Rehab is for someone who was living at home, had some kind of an episode, went to the hospital, and before they could go home, they come to our rehab unit to get therapy, get the PT, occupational or speech therapy, and of course a registered nurse to help with their medical issues. In the suites, we serve a population where our residents there just need some help with activities of daily living, 3 good meals, management of meds, some help with treatments, and a home-like atmosphere. So we have a secure unit for Alzheimer's residents. It's a program, it's not just a secure unit. It's a program where residents who have Alzheimer's can have a safe place. They can't get outside without knowing the code, and the program is, everything is very calm. There's no conflict, there's no loud noise, the regime every day is the same, so it keeps the anxiety level down of the Alzheimer's resident. And then you mix in the children. Started in the 80s, Josephine decided to start providing child care. We have a lot of young families working here, young mothers and young men, and they have little kids, and as an employee benefit, said, well, let's do child care.
It is a really great thing that we do have so many parents that are on site with us, from moms who are still breastfeeding, who can come every couple of hours and sit in the nursery and breastfeed their child, to the moms of preschoolers who want to just come down and pop in and say hi, or dads of the children that they get to interact, or if we have activities where the children are getting to do things with the residents, their families can come down and watch.
We offer church services here, Bible studies. We also love being with the children that are here. We sing songs together, we have prayers together, and we talk about God in the various ways of stories and in their own personal lives, even as children.
The child care rooms are placed throughout the facility. So you have not just a child care area in the geriatric area, we have the classrooms dispersed throughout the community. So up and down the hallways there's interaction, in the common areas there's interaction, in the chapel there's interaction, and we're very intentional about our programming as well. You think about how many children have been through Josephine. All those children have been imprinted, have been trained at a very early age that elderly are not scary people. Sure, they maybe have mobility devices and they may have a wheelchair and maybe they can't get around as well as they could, but they're just people too, so it's a wonderful caring community. Josephine is a caregiving community for all generations.